Hey everyone, today on Berlin Grills, we're gonna show you how to make this amazing steak. So stick around and we'll walk you through it step by step. All right, we're gonna get started and we're gonna season up these bad boys.
These are petite sirloins, and we pick these up from our local butcher. Sometimes the butcher can provide something a lot nicer than you can find in the grocery store because they're doing fresh cuts for you off the beef. We're gonna get these oiled up, some extra virgin olive oil, and we're gonna season them with Montreal Steak Seasoning.
This is one of our favorite seasonings. This is Montreal Steak Seasoning. You can get it at your local grocery store. This is awesome stuff for making that steak taste amazing. When you're doing the seasoning, you want to go really heavy. That way you get a lot of flavor. What we'll end up doing too is we'll come back in and we'll pat it all on, and that way it just sticks to the steak a little bit better. So if you don't have a Traeger, it's okay. You can still grill a really nice steak. You can do it on a propane grill or you can do it on a charcoal grill. We even watch some guys do it over an open fire. There's different things that you can do. Most likely you're gonna have a propane grill, and if that's the case, we usually cook our steaks at about a medium to high heat. Not all the way on high, but usually right in that range, because if you go too high, you might crisp them too fast and it'll kind of burn the steaks.
So we've just seasoned up these steaks. We've turned on the Traeger to get it reheated up to a high temperature of 500 degrees. It'll take about 10 to 15 minutes for that to heat up. It's a good time to let these steaks rest and let that seasoning just kind of soak down into the membranes of the meat.
And one thing that we've done before we even season these is we let these steaks rest for about an hour outside. That way they kind of gone more to a room temperature. Instead of putting the steaks on really cold, it just gives us a more even cook all the way through the meat when the temperature's been raised on the meat. We want to give you guys a couple of tips that's gonna make your life a lot easier. Use these kind of gloves. That way you don't have to keep going into the sink and washing your hands. You just got these, and when you're done, you just pull it off like this. You didn't get any of the junk on you, and you can throw it away. So that will make your life a lot easier and a lot faster. Another thing that we like is put in the olive oil in a little squirt bottle like this. Get a little bit more control than you would in your normal bottle that it comes in. So that way you can just not waste as much of the stuff and you can have a more fun time doing it.
So another thing I like the squirt bottle for is a flat top griddle. It's really nice to be able to squirt the oil on the griddle in a controlled fashion. Then you're not getting too much on the griddle and you know where the oil's going. But don't get them too close to your griddle because they'll melt.
We've hit our temperature and it's time to put these steaks on. Just a visual secret as you're putting these on, don't put them on straight. Put them on kind of cockeyed at an angle like that. And then what we're gonna do is in about a minute or two, we're gonna turn them, and that way you get diamond grill marks. Which don't do anything to the flavor, but they sure look cool. One thing that you need to do before you use your tongs is you need to give them a double click, make sure they're working just right. Depending on what you and your family like for your steaks. If you want them to be rare, 125 degrees, or less, we'll get you a rare steak. 135 for medium rare, 145 for your medium, 155 for your medium well done is 160. My wife Haley, she really likes the medium well, and so does my mom. Me and my dad are more in the medium range, so what we'll do is we'll take a couple off a little earlier for ourselves, and we'll leave a few on for our wives, so that way they'll get more into the medium well range. So we've had them on here for about 5 minutes, and now we're gonna turn them to get that diamond grill mark.
Ooh, pretty good.
Oh, nice.
We're planning to do about 10 minutes on each side of that steak. That should give it the right temperature, and then when we flip it over, we'll put a thermometer in it, and so we'll be checking the internal temperature.
And this is something that's going to vary on your grill or whatever it is that you're cooking on. You want to watch that temperature to make sure that you get your steak right where it needs to be for how you like to eat it. This is just kind of a general guide, but make sure that you're watching the temperature of your steak to know for sure if it's right where you want it to be.
Now we're looking at the steak. It's been about 10 minutes. We're going to flip these over. Look at that. It's looking pretty sweet. Give it a flip. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's making me hungry. Ooh, that one's really good. I like that fat right there. All right, so this is our meat thermometer right here. We just hit 145 degrees, which is medium for that thick steak right there. That's where me and Dad like it. So we're gonna pull 3 of these off, and then we're gonna leave another 3 on for the girls. That way they can get up to their medium well. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna gonna wrap these in some tin foil and we're gonna let them rest. All right, we had to switch to inside because there's a live concert going on next door with a big party. So we gotta talk about something that's really important though, is you need to let those steaks rest. So it's gonna be really tempting. As soon as you pull them off the grill, they're gonna look so delicious and you're just gonna wanna bite right into it. But you just need to let that steak rest. We like to cover them with some foil. And what happens is when that steak is under all that pressure from all that heat, it's like the cells of the muscle, they start to constrict and they hold all their juices. So by letting it set and rest for about 15 minutes, it allows those cells to decompress and start to relax. And when they relax, it allows the juices to start to flow out of the steak. So in doing so, you're gonna get a much better experience eating your steak. It's gonna be juicier and a lot more tender than if you just eat it right off of the grill. So let's take a look at these steaks after they've been resting. Oh, that smells so good. Oh, man.
That juice looks right too. We're gonna get into the steak because we can hardly wait.
I know, I'm excited.
Smells good, it's gonna taste good.
Well, look how tender that is. I mean, just look at that. And there's so much juice. I bet.
Ooh,
Just rip that apart with my fingers. Wow.
I'm gonna pick up a slice too. Just tear it apart.
Mmm. That is some good steak.
Mmm. It's tender. The flavor's awesome. It's moist.
Wow. You don't even need a fork for this.
You don't need steak sauce for this either.
Oh man. You can see when I go to rip that, it just falls right apart.
I'm gonna have a second bite.
I don't even know how many bites I've had. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and we'll show you more content like this on Berlin Grills.
See you next time.
And happy grilling.